Hello my angels and welcome back to my channel. Amanda here, and today we are diving into fall fashion. That's right. Now, I most recently made a purchase that I have been, I would say, coveting, curious, wondering about for a while now. These boots hit the scene and I have just been seeing them trickle in everywhere. I wouldn't say I've been seeing them everywhere, but I've been seeing them trickle in through a ton of conglomerate sites like Farfetch, Mytheresa, and Essence, which is where I made this purchase. Now, to let you in on the secret, even though you've already seen it in on the title and you're probably already curious yourself about these boots, we are talking about the Chloe Betty boot. I made my purchase in taupe. Let's talk about the specs of this boot. So if you are curious at all about the makeup of this boot, this is again the taupe color. There are a ton of other colors when it comes to this line of boot by Chloe. They're a mid-calf PVC boot. The upper is made of polyvinyl chloride and the sole is made of rubber. I personally got mine in a size 39 or IT39, and that's the international units. And normally I'm a size 8.5 in shoes. So I would 100% suggest if you are looking to purchase the Betty boot to size up at least half a size, but I'll talk more about that in my first impressions. Now, I got these at Essence. This is not sponsored in any way, but Essence is basically like a conglomerate site where they can pull in a bunch of different designers from boutiques all over the world, and you've probably noticed this already in other sites like Farfetch and Mytheresa, and I could go on Net-a-Porter, and they are just incredible because you might be able to get a style or a designer or a specific piece that you not necessarily can find on their specific site because they're able to pull from different places. Now, Essence specifically is the place that I chose to order these boots from because they are coming from within Canada. And if you are ordering from within Canada, this is a great option for you. And those other ones that I mentioned, I'll put down below in the details kind of where they are retailing from, even though that they are sourcing pieces from all over the world. If you do order from Essence and you purchase over $200 worth of goods, then shipping is free, and on all pieces, all returns are free as well. Now, I purchased these ones at 38% off. The 38% off was quite tantalizing, but normally these boots would charge you around $650. And I say that in a whisper because we're still deciding whether these are worth the hype. Hopefully we can decide by the styling point in this video. So to continue on with the specs of these boots, they are a 2-inch heel with a zip closure, and it is also embossed with the Chloe logo, a pull loop at the top that also has the Chloe name on there, and an embossed logo up at the top. They are a square toe and a tonal tread rubber sole. Okay, so what are my first impressions? They're a pretty heavy boot. This clunky piece of rubber at the back not only adds a little bit of femininity with the Chloe overall kind of sleekness, but also the androgyny of the heel kind of brings in a street style appeal. But I think that you could also wear these out in the country and fit right in, ready to splash in some puddles at a high price point. Now, for that tread, it is quite a big chunky tread as well. My first impressions when I pulled down the zipper, it is quite tough to pull, but I assume that it's one of those things that it's kind of the bottom that it gets a little bit harder, but as you pull it, you can just tell it's really heavy duty. So not always something being a little tougher to move means that it's bad quality or that it's not going to have good utility. It actually does. You can tell that it has a really good seal and it's made very, very well. And I love that pull tab on the back as well, just with that extra little bit of Chloe. And if I know Chloe, they've definitely protected that so it's not going to get too dirty, which is phenomenal. You also have that little detailing as if it had a stitch around the side, but it's actually a scalloped stitch. So it just adds, again, another little touch of femininity that Chloe does so well. I would say something with these boots, I'm so glad that I've already mentioned, and I'm just gonna reiterate once again, definitely size up at least half a size. Just with the bend in the front there, that could really start to squish your foot. And just with the square toe, I find that because it's a little bit lower, you're just gonna want that extra room, especially in the fall or the spring where things can get quite chilly, a rubber boot often won't suffice, so adding a bit of a chunkier sock in between you and the outer world is always a great option. And the more functionality that we could add to a clear and obvious fashion boot like this, the more we're gonna get the use out of it, and that just means the cost per wear is going to continue to go down. So when I first opened the Chloe box, well, when I first saw it, I noticed that it was quite scuffed up. I actually think that this might have been a pair that was returned, just the way that it was repackaged. Heads up, Essence, just make sure that you repackage things really nicely. I did notice what was great and what you definitely will want when purchasing a designer piece such as a Chloe piece. It's gonna have not one, but two of those dust bags for both of your boots. And if you were going to put them away during the summer or something like that, just to keep the dust off of them, you could definitely spray them off, clean them, and put them in there. But besides that, nothing too out of the ordinary. Still always happy to have the box, regardless of the scuff on the front. So I'm gonna try to style these cuties up the way that I know best how, and the way that I would personally wear them. And according to my personal shopping rules, these have got to go with at least 3 to 5 outfit formulas to stay in my wardrobe. The neutrality of them, the color, is already a winning factor for them to stay, but still, we need them to go the extra mile and get that cost per wear.
I'll also be sure to link all of these pieces down below. This top, as well as these trousers, are both from Sézane, my absolute favorite retailer when it comes to ready-to-wear pieces, designed out of Paris and part of their classic collection. And my Chloe Tess getting shown off as well. The Maudie Gray matches perfectly with the taupe boots. Now, cream is going to be a big shade that you're also going to be seeing in through this fall season. As a trend, it is one of my favorites so far, and the vegan leather continues along with a Chloe Woody tote. I'm showing off all of my Chloe pieces and they just match oh so well together, which goes to show there are definitely some classic pieces within these lines, as well as this Joseph cashmere sweater dress. I purchased this probably on a 40°C day. No regrets. I got an amazing sale, and it is one of the softest things I have ever worn and matches perfectly with these taupe Chloe boots. Now, the last outfit, this is one of the classic trenches. It's a wool jacket from Club Monaco. I purchased it probably within the past 6 years. I've had it for quite a long time. I paired the Chloe Tess to add a little bit of jewel in there, a little bit of sparkle, and added black underneath for a very easy matchable look that a lot of us have in our wardrobe with sheer text leggings as well. They're amazing.
So those are my impressions of the Chloe Betty boots. Those are the specs as well. Let me know what you think. I, again, really think that these could be a pair that are quite Marmite. Some people will love them. Some people will hate how heavy they are and maybe how chunky they look. But I personally think they have just kind of a perfect mix of my style. As I continue to approach more feminine clothing, I still do have that inkling of wanting to have streetwear, just where I live personally. The fall and winter just bring out that kind of androgyny in some people. And I think that these will be so fun to travel with and go to London and Paris and just walk around. I'll give them a go though before I start walking and seeing sights, because that is always, again, something you need to do. Now, that's the one thing that I wasn't able to talk about in this video. If you do currently have the Betty boots and you were just kind of checking in, or if you know someone who has had them, how are they walking a long way? I'll check in a few months, actually, if I do decide to keep them, and I'll leave a little comment pinned at the top, or even a blog on amandaweldon.com, because I always want to know, are they actually able to go that extra mile, literally walking? And if you are going to be wearing a boot, likelihood is it's not just to pop out for dinner, it's to actually get things done in the fall and the winter. So let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will stop nattering on. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.